Zipex it will be. Zipex or Zipex. I think it's like
Zipex?
a Zipex. Alright, so here we go. TSM starting on the T side after winning the knife round. Gonna have Device hanging around in lower A. We'll see if we get some T's going to the underpass area, but look at Fnatic. We've got Flusher and JW looking, trying to find out some information already. So it looks like Device is going to be throwing the fake over towards A. He's going to bring Crimson on the rotation. Pronax pushing B to try and find some info. You can see he's pre-firing through the smoke there just in case. So they have a read. They're non-believers. At the moment you can see the bomb is left in a passive position in B-Apps. Dupree to find a first kill on to Crims. Pushing through CT spawn as well after taking over CPL, but Olaf in CT on A slope is going to get some kills for his team. But it's pretty much TSM in control of the bomb site now. 3 versus 3. Karrigan opting maybe for the burst fire there, but Pronax hiding well, wasting enough time. Olaf coming in for the trade here. 2 versus 2 now. There is no kit on the remaining players. Not sure if there's one down on the map.
Oh, Olaf has it.
Oh, Olaf's picked one up. So JW down to 1 HP. We saw TSM do great things with 1 HP on this map this weekend. But all it requires is 1 shot to the head, as we see there from JW. So Device in a 2v1. Again, Olaf with a kit. He's going to take down Device, and they will take the round as well.
Yeah, it actually looked like TSM tried to do like a kind of a Fnatic round, what they did yesterday versus NIP, where they tried to fake A, except TSM only used 1 person to try and fake A, and then just to try to cause the rotates. I actually thought the TSM would just end up rushing B, but they managed to just split the B bomb side instead, which was kind of neat. It was a little bit, it was a good retake from Fnatic, but I feel like TSM could have probably gotten away with that.
Small note here, we can see Device toting the energy drinks already. Meanwhile, Olaf's with the orange juice. We'll get back to that a bit more as we are into the round now. So it's going to be the eco push coming onto the A site so far. All the frags coming the way of Fnatic. Nobody lost for them. And just going back to that little point, the thing about energy drinks is they give you like a short high, but then they give you a much longer low afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's quite questionable actually to use those in endurance things such as LANs or poker tournaments, etc.
We actually had went to talk to a guy about that, but actually, and he said coffee is a lot better since it doesn't have any sugar, right?
Yeah.
So instead of just going up for, let's say, an hour and you just crash, the coffee will go up a little bit, but then it will slowly go down. So it's like kind of like a graph. So he said if you need energy, then it's a lot better to drink coffee than Red Bulls.
Well, there you go. You've heard it from the man himself. Looks like TSM going to try and boost, but JW is ready for it, trying to abuse the edge of the smoke, as he's often seen in Inferno as well, and he's got to find the frag there. JW and Co. looking sharp as a butcher's pencil at the moment. Again, TSM opting for the T side here. Let's see what they have to offer. Flusher with the P90, Crimson with the MP7. Maybe they weren't prepared for this buy, maybe they just don't care. Crimson in a very aggressive position indeed in Palace. Going to get some info for his team and not overextend. TSM in control of mid for the time being. You can see Flusher just keeping an eye on short, but again he's got a P90, so he's not going to have a range advantage, that's for sure. Looks like TSM may be heading towards the A split here. We've got Device, I think he's going for a passive position to try and get rotators as this push comes in. We've got the pop flashes coming in from Olaf, and Crim's going to come back out of Palace to assist his teammates. Now we can see Device creeping back in mid, again waiting for the rotations. You can see Flusher looking in ladder room into CPO at the moment, but it's going to be Dupree to get their first kill onto the site. That's an open site, but Olaf again, he is in the CT area, so it's going to make it hard for TSM to plant, especially as they lose control of Connector. So we've got Dupree covering the angle, which will allow the CT plant there for TSM. But now they're a man down after that frag from Flusher. Picked up an M4. Olaf heavily tagged though. But they're finding the frags. No more nades left for either team. It's only Zipnix versus 3. And they get a plant, but Fnatic will take yet another round. So 3 rounds in the bag here for Fnatic. And they made the buy work even with the MP7 and the P90.
Yeah, well, you saw Crims there actually keeping the SMG. And the reason why is because on the A bomb site, you can actually get like very close quarters. And you don't really need to buy the rifle then, because chances are you're going to end up getting a kill with the SMG anyway, and then there's no point in upgrading. It would be different if you had like the long duels. Let's say that JW kept it, right, and he was in window room, then it would be different. But since Crimson can actually go, and he actually went aggressive in Palace as well to try and get that frag in the beginning, so it's actually not a bad thing to do to just save it for that round.
Okay, so JW's got a big green gun. He is in the mid area. Look at that. Gonna just take Device out of the fly. Out of the air, sorry. Out of the fly. And TSM again. This is not a full buy from them. And they are getting cut down. No kills for the Danish side. Actually, let's have a look at the kills and see who is getting what at the moment. So you can see only Dupree, Cajun B and Carrigan with kills at the moment. But it's still very early days indeed. So we've got another buy coming out for TSM here.
Yeah. We do have an off now on device, but this is what I was talking about not being 100% coming into a game. Despite being on the T side now, yeah, sure, they're 4 rounds down. We see that they are trying to get the bomb down. It's just that the after plan position that they're struggling with right now. Wow.
Oh, they looked beyond the corner there and gave Cajun B the advantage he needed to get 2 frags straight off the bat. This is a very strong advantage indeed for TSM, especially with over a minute on the clock here. Got 3 people over towards A. Cajun B, somewhat out of position for them at the moment. He's going to rotate and make himself a bit more useful. So again, he may be the man to try and stop these rotations through mid, but Pronax, again, might have a read on the situation. With the limited numbers Fnatic have left, and he may get a free kill here with Cajun looking the wrong way. Daria is going to tap him down. Won't be any knife attempts from him. That's more JW style. So it's going to be a 2-pronged assault, but Fnatic seem prepared for it. Pronax going for the information, but the information is here. Dupree finding a frag onto JW. Now it's Pronax versus 2. Only man standing for his team. That nade's going to take chunks. He's going to need to find a big clutch here to keep TSM on a big fat 0. Flash is coming in, but surely it's going to be a crossfire. Can he find himself a 1v1? Not in time. Zipnik's taking him down, and TSM find their first round on the board and save the AWP as well.
Yeah, 2 great entries by Cajun B on the underpass. You saw him there very passive first, just waiting, because chances are he knew that Fnatic was probably going to try to go aggressive somewhere. So they do seem to have a pretty decent read on Fnatic. Again, if they didn't, then they would be keep on getting the bomb down. So it was a good round, and they actually managed to hold the after plans.
You can see TSM consistently using that smoke grenade at the top of mid, which allows them to get towards the boxes a bit safer, but Crims will find the first frag into connector. That's going to make TSM retreat from mid. So, advantage Fnatic. Early push coming in on A slope now, with assistance from Palace from Zipnik, who finds the frag onto Crims. Getting tagged through the boxes, Olaf, it leaves him with 40 HP. So, Fnatic trying to defend the site, pushing through the smokes. There is a bit of a standoff here. The site's almost split in 2. 4 versus 4. Fnatic not going to push in too far. It's going to wait for TSM to force the issue. Wait for these smokes to dissipate as well. Okay, so who can find the advantage first? There's 3 lines of offense for TSM, but it's going to be Flusher to take down Cajun B before that smoke pops. Now, the bomb plant's going to be difficult for the Danish side. Only the flashbang left, no smokes. But
yeah, they don't have control of anything on the A bomb side here. It's going to be very hard.
Okay, so a bit of baiting from Fnatic, but again, last time TSM got the plant there, they had nice cover, so they don't want to overextend. And, oh, that's going to be Dupree out of the building, forced into a position with no cover. Device gets finished off as well. Despite having, there were 8 people across the 2 teams on the site at once, and Fnatic didn't lose a player in that situation following the death of Crims earlier on in the round. So yeah, very, very nice hold by them.
Yeah, and it's so difficult for TSM. They actually played it very smart when they went to A. They got the entry on Crims, and they just stayed. They just went passive. That was actually a good thing, because you saw the Fnatic guys actually rotating over to B because they thought it was a fake. A little bit too slow, I might say, because by the time they actually managed to get to the bomb site, Fnatic, like, they had all players there and they had no smokes left, as you said. So the holding that bomb site after getting the bomb down versus 4 Fnatic players, it's extremely difficult.
Okay, here comes a smoke execute here from TSM. We'll have to see what kind of format it is. Got the jungle, the connector stairs, but they're the ones falling down. They've left CT open, and Olaf has abused it. 2 TSM players down for him. He's done his job, and he's gone down with his sword. So TSM bomb down, 1-man disadvantage here. We've got 2 players still in CT for Fnatic. Will there be a trade here? Or will Carrigan take them both out? The trade comes in from Crims, but heavily tagged. Only Cajun B remains versus the remaining 3 players, and he's only got a Tech 9 and a HE. JW will be ready and waiting. Fnatic survive with numbers once again. Let's have a look at the Fnatic economy. They are not doing terribly bad at the moment at all.
Yeah, because they keep on surviving with 3 or more people every round. Even though TSM keeps on getting the bomb down, Fnatic are doing a really good job right now in retaking the bomb sites.
Again, guys, there is a discount on selected items on the Razer store this weekend in conjunction with the FACEIT Finals LAN. bit.ly/Razer exclusive to get your hands on some swag. Use that discount and you'll have more keys on your keyboard than that. dupreeh with a nice timing, and that is very unlike Fnatic to not have their backs covered. They are one of the best at doing it, but a little slip-up is going to cost them dearly. 2 players down, an AWP in the hands of CajunB. Let's see if the TSM side can capitalize on this. They don't have any armor, they do not have any nades, just the big green gun and the smaller version of it, the Deagle. We may just see a plant here.
It's a good plant towards Kerrigan as well.
Yeah, and Fnatic somewhat out of position. This could work.
Oh god.
Uh-oh, Kerrigan gets caught out just a little bit too long. Did he stay in the mid area? So CajunB versus 2, he needs to clutch. He has no armor. He can get himself a 1v1, but I think he's been spotted. Finds a frag on Flusher anyway. The repick went to the well one too many times. He's seen the final guy, Pronax as well. Pronax has a kit. So CajunB's going to have to waste a lot of time or find the frag here. They're up close. He's got a Tech 9. He can one-tap him. Just needs to find the angle, but he can't. No armor, and that will be straight in the head and dead from Pronax. Just about gets the defuse there. 7-1 and picks up the AWP as well.
Yeah, I don't think Cajun has actually ever tried to plant towards the connector before. You saw him there. He had no idea. Okay, wait, it's not working. How does this work?
Yeah, you have to get in the nook and cranny between those two boxes, like right in there.
Yeah, and by the time he actually got there, he already spent 5 or 6 seconds trying to plant, like in various locations, and then he was scared, so he had to fake plant. And then Kerrigan ended up dying because he felt like he had to help.
Yeah, because I guess they didn't have much idea as to where the CTs might be. So unfortunate. That timing in mid, extra second might have made all the difference there. So TSM back on the buy, however. You can see Device on the AWP. Again, they chose the T side, so now is an opportunity for them to show what they've got. They've taken control of Connector very quickly indeed. With so much time on the clock, this gives them a number of options. Crim's trying to hold it down. You can see the angle there, but that wood on the right is dangerous for both of these players. If one of them makes the wrong step, we could see a bit of a spray down Crims. Or his silence has given his position away. Now there's 2 TSM players to contend with. We might even see a trade if Crims found the first kill, but no, he's going to get shot straight in the head. Olaf trying to contest the A site from CT spawn. dupreeh will fall, making it 4 versus 4. But look at the map control TSM have. This is going to make it a lot easier for them to get the plant onto A. We've got Flusher trying to have a quick look from short. You can see him on the right there. But it's going to be Zipex, or Shupex, taking down Olaf Meister on the site. Bomb is down. Look at the position of the T's. This is going to be a hard retake for Fnatic and possibly suicide.
Yeah, KGB is going to get Pronax. Or not.
The timing.
That timing.
The timing is unbelievable. Now JW spotted the end of a gun and it's met Zipnik. So 3 versus 2. Time is running out. Both players have kits. We've got the trades coming in. Now it's Device versus 2. Oh, and that's going to be the round with that frag. Pronax going down, and Flusher can do no more apart from cost him the AWP and pick it up for his teammates.
Oh, that was way too close from TSM side there. CajunB probably held that angle for a good 25 seconds, and then just as he started peeking, thinking that someone's going to come down by window in the little sniper room, Pronax just walks in.
As a player, how frustrating is that? Because like at my level, that's frustrating. But when you're playing for real money with real proper teams,
I thought you were good, James.
Hey, I'm not as good as these guys.
Okay. Well, it's frustrating to the point where you're like, oh, like the timing, right? You get frustrated because of the timing. It's not you're gonna slam your keyboard. That's probably what you do.
There's like nothing you can do in that situation. Yeah. You just have to take it.
And he also missed the duel actually even after he spotted him. So.
Okay, so the bomb is on short, quite far up as well. They've done this 2 rounds in a row now, taken good map control, but now they're contesting ladder room, which has been taken by TSM at the cost of Flusher's life and money. So Pronax in a difficult situation now. He's going to need a rotation from a teammate. You can see JW coming in to help there as he has to try and hold down short and the apps at the same time. And TSM are abusing this. They're bringing the bomb through the apps at the moment while they still have control of short with CajunB. He finds the flag onto Pronax. So now JW is alone versus 5 players at the moment. With one of the TSM players trying to hold a rotation, but JW is going to have to try and hold here. Gets a no-scope on above him with Device. Switches out for the AK, but it's not going to be in time. 4 versus 2 now. TSM all over the B bomb site. Down to Crims and Olof. The dynamic duo to try and bring this back for the team. There's 1 frag in the bag so far, but Dupree coming in with the flank. It's going to leave Olof in a horrible position. He has no help. And he's got 3 guns to contest with. Clock is ticking. Has the kit, but he's going to be running out of bullets as well with the silent M4. Opts to try and save, but it's going to be too late. That's a situation where there's an old poker story about when people used to play like in the Wild West and those kind of cowboy times, where there's this particular poker player, his name begets me, but he always used to play with his back to the wall. And the one time somebody took his seat, he got shot in the back of the head while playing poker.
Really?
That's a true story as well.
Really?
And that's basically what happened to Olof when Crims went down there.
That was actually kind of depressing.
Yeah. He didn't have his back to the wall, and well, he got shot from somewhere. There were so many guns, I don't even know which way it was. But there we go. So, TSM on the buy now. Fnatic finally having to eco after 10 rounds. 2 CZs on JW and Olof. And the rest not looking too fancy at all. So.
Yeah, no. Again, there should be a free round for TSM. It would be even better for them if they actually end up not dropping a single player, since they're already pretty starved on money.
Olof Meister is boosted on the B bomb site in a sneaky position which people do not always check. As pointed out by Mr. Kasper Muller over there. He's waving at me through the window. Nice tag onto Pronax there. Through the corner of the wall. Now, JW is just holding an angle on A slope here, as pointed out by Cadian. And KGB
for JW
could get one tapped here. Oh, he's not going to. Well, KGB down to 6 HP. Again, the range of the CZs, the damage range, has been nerfed, so that may have made a difference there.
Yeah, and it was actually good from KGB actually to clear that spot. Normally when you come towards that direction, you just take a fast peek towards the ramp first, and then you tend to, well, what he did... Sorry, I was just looking. So they actually did not lose a single player, which is great. But yeah, for KGB, it was a great... I don't even know what you call it when you clear an area.
Great.
Spot secured.
Great clearance.
I
don't English.
Sounds like a
what are you want, dude?
Sorry for wrecked.
Alright, so we're into round 12. TSM starting to catch up now. Only a 3-round deficit, but JW getting an insta-frag onto Dupree. There's still somebody to contest with in the mid-area. This time they're covering the underpass properly. But there is nobody there for the Danish side. Oh, Device, that's a kill he should have found, but Flusher's going to make it. 3 left for TSM. After a good run of rounds, the momentum swing may go back in Fnatic's favour, but it's not over yet. Zipnik's trying to get a frag onto JW, and he will. One more play to find, but he's got support onto the site. Carrigan taking down Flusher as well, so things are tied up here. Still a minute on the clock for TSM to convert. Not sure if Crims has realised, oh, he's picked up the weapon as Cajun B, and that's given the game away. Crims realises there's somebody close. But he's got to be careful, because there are 2 more players to find. It's a bit of info for Pronax, and that's going to stop the bomb moving towards B, and it's instantly going back towards A, carried by Jipex, as Cajun B hangs around A slope. But he is looking at the wrong angle, and he may get taken out by Olof Meister for free. Executed by the silenced M4. Does Jipex even know where that came from?
I think we're going to have to keep on calling him Zipnix. Jipex just sounds French.
Shall we say Zipex? Shall we settle on Zipex for now?
Zipex?
Zipex.
Zipex.
Jipex is...
like a sip.
Maybe I'm trying too hard. We'll go for Zipex.
Yeah, because it just sounds French when you say Jipex.
Jipex.
Le
Jipex. C'est quoi ça?
Le croissant?
Le croissant. C'est quoi ça? It's like, what is this? What the hell is this? Alright, so JW back on the AWP, but you can see the money is stretched for Fnatic Pronax on the FAMAS. Even that last round at TSM1, they still didn't have spectacular money. Some guys on 6k, but some guys on 2. Okay, that is a very nice short smoke indeed. And we may see them try and boost over the box if they push in that direction. But there is lots of contesting for short at the moment. And this time Flusher wins the duel. They expected him there, but he found a frag anyway. Dupree taking down Crims. And he had control of Connector for all of a second. Trades back and forth. Will keep them in control. Bomb must have been seen by Fnatic though. Device going for the flank as they are expecting Fnatic to rotate after seeing the bomb in connector. So very nice read by TSM indeed.
Oh, he knows.
I guess the frag just in time as Pronax starts to turn. Now we're seeing the rotation from the Fnatic players, but this is going to be very hard. That smoke is going to be absolutely killer. Oh, Device, he turned away from the flash, but Olaf find the frag anyway. And now they've got the bomb plant, but KGB, he's been spotted by the team. We've got HE's coming and we've got a flank as well. 66 HP remaining and 2 to find. Again, he needs to find himself the 1v1 in a situation where he won't get traded, but he misses the first duel. JW taking him down, presumably going to pick up the AWP. Indeed he will. And that is another round in the bag for Fnatic.
Yeah, it was that round in particular was so important for both teams, because Fnatic had basically no money, and you see TSM here with no money either. So if TSM would have won that round, Fnatic would have been forced to save, and vice versa, and that's exactly what we see here. The TSM will actually opt to buy though with what they have.
Alright, so again, you can see limitations in the purchasing power of the Danish side to Gilil's, only the Tech 9 onto Karrigan. So I think Cadian has an idea of the smoke execute we can expect to see here from TSM, and that is exactly what's gone down, but this time they've put the smoke into CT as well. Olaf will not get the free frags. They know he's there, they're coming for him, but JW, the fearless protector, doesn't find a second frag. Karrigan with a Tech 9 going to take him down. Can he pick up a better weapon? Not in time. Olaf taking him down from that CT. That smoke has gone down. He's back with a vengeance. One-man advantage for Fnatic as they try to retake this bomb site. We've got a player in Shadow for TSM. That's going to be Zipex. And Ian Tetris there. Going to take down Crims while he's looking above him. Nice setup here from TSM, and it's working so far. They're running out of time. That nade will do some damage. Device and KGB should get away here. But it's going to be expensive. It's going to be even more expensive. So, going into the last round. 5 rounds on the board. How is it looking for TSM?
I think that they were expecting a little bit more, considering how many actual plants they got and how many retakes Fnatic actually managed to get from them. If TSM would have been a little bit more on point in the beginning of the match, I think that they're probably happier with. They will probably be happier with a few more rounds. But getting the last one is obviously key here for TSM. Then I feel like they should be happy with it anyway, considering it's the first game of the day and the first half.
Right, so 2 plays on short, and it seems like Fnatic have a read on what's going on. They've adjusted for the last round, pushed Flasher out a bit more, and that's going to be 2 frags for him and the bomb. This round could be shut down right here. You can see they've got the smoke into underpass as well, so they've adjusted. We said, can they adjust to the strats of TSM? That's exactly what they've done. That said, 2 frags coming in for Device here. Things evening up. Crims only on the Deagle, as pointed out by Cadian. And now this round is suddenly spun on its head, but Device and Zipex heavily tagged. And again, the bomb is still in no man's land, trying to set up a crossfire to have safe passage. That smoke will help. Crim's not going to overextend, and he will allow them to collect the bomb, but he's got a teammate who is trying to go for some early aggression here. Will Zipex find the frag? No, he's going to get shut down, and that bomb, will it rotate? Last time this happened, it was just about to enter the apps, but it's going to continue. Again, this is mind games. Both these teams playing poker at the moment. And look at his positioning. The sound's giving him away. That's going to be a free frag for Dupree, but the trade coming in straight away for JW. 1 versus 1. Again, Device heavily tagged, and he is running for his life. JW should hear him. You can see him start to run as well. So we'll look at what kind of post-plant position Device can get here. And if he can get there without making a sound, he'll know where JW was, and we'll use that smoke to try and maneuver, try and give himself a bit of a wall. Although that wall is paper thin. JW has no idea where he is now. Device has made it away from the bomb plant, and he will hear the sound cues from JW running around, so it's advantage Device, but all it requires is 1 bullet from JW. He doesn't have a kit either. He needs to find a frag, so Device's shenanigans should win them the round. I think it's going to be too late now. And that is going to be
he didn't have a kit.
6-9 in favour of the Swedish side.
Device with a very smart play there. Obviously understanding that he doesn't have the HP to actually fight JW in that situation, having the bomb down, just playing the clock and just listening to the footsteps that's JW's.
Look at those stats. These are the stats from the weekend up until this morning. Crims have 98 kills on the land so far.
Jeez.
KD of 2.58. This man is beasting at the moment.
I actually saw, I think it was from HLTV that they posted that Crims was basically Fnatic's best player on all 4 maps yesterday, or 2 days. Yesterday and 2 days ago.
Crim's going maximum cue ball here at the FACEIT LAN finals.
I've noticed something. I'm going ham. I like that.
Ham?
Yeah, I'm going ham.
What about sandwiches? Ham sandwiches?
No, just going ham.
Just a ham?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we are on the second pistol of the day. Device has spotted some information, and he may bait for his teammate Dupree. All the T players for Fnatic are towards A. Flash coming in, but no push just yet. Ooh, we've got a double nade coming in towards A, and that's going to put Device on 40 HP. I think they were expecting a kill there, but they will not find it. Dupree's, that arm's going to give the game away, and Pronex's going to mess up his nade because he doesn't want to overextend. Will they find him down the ladder, though? See Fnatic rotating towards mid now. The bomb is moving away from the A site after they were spotted early. Got a JW, I think it is, in apps as well, just trying to clear a path, but there's still going to be a duel on A slope, so where is the bomb? That's the question for TSM. And they're rotating most of their team over towards the A site. But in fact, now Fnatic are rotating in that direction as well. So we have a battle on our hands here, people. But TSM yet to lose a single player. Cajun B on a single pixel of health. I know they're coming to fast frags for Fnatic. Again, heavily tagged players on the CT side. Bit of a think there onto Dupree. He's got too many players and he will be overwhelmed on the A site. Now it's down to Cajun B with 1 HP to try and hold down the site. He will finally fall. 2 versus 1 now. Zipnik's with the kit, but he won't need it as he has been sent to the grave. Yeah,
very difficult situation for TSM. Even though they had 5 versus 3, 3 of their players were extremely low. I think Device had 38, and then we had Cajun with at the end he had 1 HP and Kerrigan with 11. So having 3 angry Swedish boys with Glocks.
Men, boys? Ooh.
Men to boys.
Men, boys?
Boys to men, I think they're called.
You've been looking at your tweets?
Oh, is that actually
Well, they're not gangster rap.
Oh, no.
But anyway, we've got 2 scouts on the CT side here for TSM. And it looks like we're going to have a smoke execute. They're going to try and close these angles, keep these CTs away with those broken snipers. So Dupree trying to get some damage in, but he's going to fall. So far, so good. Ooh, we've got Pronex 2 HP. Olaf is heavily tagged as well. See, if TSM can get 1 or 2 pistols in the right direction, then anything can happen. Crim's waiting for the flank to come in from T-Spawn. And there he is, going to take down Kerrigan. Only 3 CTs left. Still nobody to fall for Fnatic. Pronex has a Bison. I would like to see what he's carrying. As CTs are getting the hell out of there. Got to save these scouts, live to fight another day. And Fnatic not going to challenge too much. Again, look how tagged they are. The only person who can challenge is Flusher with a P90, and he is going to head over towards B and see what he can do. But he doesn't want to go too far and overextend. Oh, that's just a... He's just got a stock Bison. That's just disgusting.
Yeah, it's so annoying as well that you saw actually Pronex running up with a Bison, checking the shadow area underneath Palace, and I believe it was Dupree with a 5-7. And obviously, when you have a Bison, you never have to stop ever.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want with it, basically, and it's so annoying.
Yeah, Bison the ultimate potato gun. Good if the opponents don't have helmets. If they do, then it becomes well, it requires considerably more bullets. So we've got a 3-man stack here for TSM over towards the B bomb site. Again, they've got those 2 scouts and 3 pistols. This should be their last eco. 4 people in mid for Fnatic. Bomb left in a passive position for now. Again, don't want to lose it to any shenanigans from the CT side, but that could be exactly what happens here. Dupree getting a bit of a tag onto Flusher. Not too much though, and he's not going to run away too far. The offense coming in for Fnatic here. Kerrigan first to go down for the CT side. Starting to spread out as they try and find out where Fnatic choose to push that bomb. You can see Device in CT spawn there, trying to find some sneaky angles. Zipex getting taken down in the jungle area. And the numbers are thinning here for TSM. Oh, what a jump. That's a nice snap. The bomb, oh, this is terrible now. Can he pick up a weapon, or... I mean, he could just sit there and abuse a scout, and that's a complete disaster for Fnatic. And again, jumping scout.
I can't comment on it.
So if Laren has nothing to say.
I'm just gonna get frustrated.
Yeah. So, AWP, they've upgraded the scout to the big green here on Karrigan. Device going to continue with the P90 for now. 5 AKs for Fnatic, limited nades for the T side, 4-round advantage. Karrigan shooting Olaf Meister straight through the face. Close casket funeral for him. Smoke coming in, but all too late here for the Swedish side. And Flusher gets taken down by the P90, pushed out through apps on his own as his teammates are only just now entering the connector area. Again, they will have to go back to retrieve the bomb. But I think they may want to try and get 1 or 2 frags here first, find themselves some significant map control. See Pronax heading back for the bomb now. And JW will push connector on his lonesome, find a frag onto Karrigan, and get out of there with half his life intact. You can see the bomb creeping towards B. Only Zipex there for the time being. Cajun B is in a position to have a reasonable rotate there, if needed. And we'll see. We'll keep an eye on the CT rotation once they see these Ts in position.
Yeah. Zipex is a little bit worried about Catwalk. They don't have any control there.
Up close and personal is Pronax. Zipex looking away from the flash, and he will fall. That's the B bomb site down. The rotation from KGB didn't work either. 3 versus 2 now. TSM at risk of losing all their money here. What kind of post? Oh, that's a nice flash. Taking down Pronax. Trades coming in, however. 1 versus 1 now. And it's planted for short. He will know that it's a very likely position, but not the only one. Crim's a non-believer in that fake defuse. People say pros don't fake, but clearly those are just half-truths and lies. 180, no scope to take down Crims and find the defuse. Unbelievable play there. Great individual skill to keep TSM in this game, closing the gap to 3 rounds.
I don't know if like Crims got confused over like the bomb plant, thinking, oh yeah, he can't peek anywhere. But by the time he actually sees Device there, Device had his back turned. And the time is running out. Sure, obviously that should be a kill from Crim's point. But just playing it safe there and just go back to not peeking, because Device had no idea where Crims was.
Fnatic forcing it up. JW, the only one with the AK, the only one without any armor. 3 Tech 9, smoke execute coming up. Will this differ to the one we've seen from TSM? You can see A slope smoked off at the moment. They've got that smoke in the middle of the site as well, which makes it a lot easier to plant. But can they get the bomb there in time? Karrigan finding the first frag. Dupree in the shadow area. Fnatic should not. I was going to say get anywhere near that middle, but they've found a way to get there. They've got that plant in. JW now can just run away, try and save his AK.
Yeah, TSM played it very safe there with all the smokes coming in. There's no really point. You should just let Fnatic have the plant and just play it safe. And try to not lose a single or a player, and that's exactly what happened. Even though JW managed to save his AK and they got the bomb down, you still see that they're very starved on money. JW with 25 frags.
Wow, JW is going bananas at the moment. His Vulcan stats will be off the charts.
Did you make a team?
Technically, it'll be on the charts. I did not make a team, but I believe DDK may have done so. We'll have to ask him a bit later on. We've got Flusher in apps at the moment. He is the lurker of the team. Speaking to Devilwalk, he said that Flusher's setup, he used to play with not enough space to have a full mouse pad. He used to keep banging into the wall, so he had to play lurker because he couldn't turn his mouse fast enough to play any other position.
Really?
That's a true story, yeah. So that is why Flusher plays lurker for Fnatic.
That makes sense. 4
people in mid for Fnatic. You can see Olaf taking control of connector. Again, this is something that we often see lacking in North American Counter-Strike. From the North American part of our league, they play the mid area of Mirage very differently to the Europeans.
Yeah, they tend to go from all people up mid, right? Instead of actually taking underpass.
Okay, bomb headed towards. So, Cadian thinks we're going to see a B split.
And I believe that Cadian is correct.
Karrigan, on the other hand, thinks he's going to see complete destruction with the big green gun. You can see he's aiming a little bit low just in case there's a crouch peek. Going to find a frag onto Pronax. That's a bomb as well, which means the rotation's got to come in from the CTs. Olaf getting the frag in return. So trades coming in there, and will Fnatic continue their push. 2 quick frags there for Cajun B onto the short area, and they are shutting down this push from Fnatic.
Yeah, it was looking a little bit grim there because Karrigan was actually a little bit off place. He got the first kill. I think that he was probably expecting another TSM player to hold his catwalk, but that didn't happen, so he just ended up getting massacred.
So TSM have lost, I think they've lost one player in 2 rounds, which is definitely good. You can see, one player in 2 rounds there, so that's going to be really important for their money going forward. They're still at a one round deficit. Karrigan giving the 1-man deficit to the Swedish side here. It's going to spot a number of players in mid. Of course, it's safety in numbers here for Fnatic because they are on the eco. Karrigan having a field day, shooting ducks in a barrel right now, and his teammates as well. Cajun B getting tagged and will be finished off by... Crims taking down Karrigan. So they've got 1 kill. The bomb, however, is stuck on the wrong side of connector. And that's Cold Steel stuck in the dome of Pronax, leaving only Flusher to do what damage he can. He has a flashbang, a CZ, and a Whisper of Hope. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Flusher.
Flusher who?
Flusher with not much space for his mouse.
I was expecting actually a pun there.
No.
We're gonna have to go back to that one later.
Thorin's the pun man. He can get puns in 3 seconds. Sometimes it would take me 2 minutes.
Oh, so you have to think about it. I thought you actually did since you pulled that knock knock joke.
No, it just sounded like a knock knock to me.
Oh.
In fairness, there were 3 taps, but it still sounded like a knock knock.
Oh, so all of a sudden this became very awkward.
I didn't think it was awkward, but if you're uncomfortable, let me know. And
I'm very uncomfortable right now.
Okay, so CT side bringing out the Molotovs here with an aggressive push in B as well, and that will leave them with 3 CT players on the A site. Gonna keep an eye on CPL connector with Cajun B. Things slowing down here. Look at that peak from Olofmeister. That was absolutely insane. Despite, crouch picking was even stronger before they nerfed AWP. So for him to do that on that angle, absolutely insane. CPL in control of Fnatic at the moment. Again, we had aggression on B earlier on from TSM. Now they're pushing A. That's what Starix used to do for Na'Vi, always pushing the A slope. Oh, that spray down. Going to take the bomb and 2 players with him. Device coming in for assistance, and Crims still in the CPL. Finds 1 frag, makes it a 2 versus 2. They know where the pre is. Pre-fire coming in. He still manages to dink him. And very doable for Zipex now, as Flush has only got 4 HP. 2 very easy frags there. They had less than 15 HP between them.
TSM actually playing really well right now. You saw there, and they're actually playing very smart as well. They lost a man, and then Dupree decided to push a little bit just to try to even out player numbers. Yeah, sure, he didn't manage to actually kill anyone, but just pushing them alone just caused Fnatic to become very stressed and decide to push up connector, and that's when...
Can we look at Karrigan's position? Oh, okay.
He's everywhere right now. He's in the zone.
There's another... I wanted to talk about the AWP position in there, but I'll come back to it, because the double AWPs are out. Cajun B taking down Olofmeister. So TSM they've got themselves the lead here, and Fnatic are looking in trouble, but Flush is going to take down Device here. Bomb still in control of the T side. Again, they have significant mid control, but what can they do with it? They've lost a number of rounds, and there's another failure there as they try to push further. Karrigan has been very strong in that position in recent rounds. Rotating towards A slope, and Dupree going to get some early information for his team, but he's going to get traded. That will be the bomb sighted, though, for the Danish side. You can see the full rotation coming in. KGB moving on to short to stop the cross onto the other side of the site, where most of the bomb plant area is. Karrigan missing the shot. It's been rare in this game so far. See if it makes all the difference. Going for some pre-fire, but Fnatic have somewhat retreated. They've pretty much got no choice but to push here. The CT's in a crossfire position, but Karrigan hungry for the frags. Going to go for the aggression. Bring out the 5-7, go for the 1-tap, but he's going to fall to Crims. Trade coming in from Zipnix. Now it's JW versus 2. He needs to clutch here. TSM, 2 players, both in the same place. He may be looking for a trade fragger, even if he finds the first frag. But he'll hear the pushing. And with 10 seconds left on the clock, this is going to need a miracle now for the Swedish side. He's just going to go straight for the plant, but he's not going to make it in time. Zipnix taking him down. More expensive round for TSM, but another round in the bag nonetheless.
Yeah, and they have so much money now as well. So and there you actually see the pause coming in from Fnatic. Timeout.
How many rounds in a row have TSM won here? Let's have a look. They have won 7 rounds in a row on the CT side.
Yeah,
Fnatic did a similar thing, only broken with from 1 round in the middle from TSM.
And you see, Kerrigan is actually playing very aggressive. Sure, his stats might not look like he's doing that much work, considering...
He's 15-22, but...
Yeah, considering, like, look at JW, for example, right? But
yeah.
the work that Kerrigan does in this map, being extremely aggressive, getting the information and just fishing out for his teammates, that's why, like, I think I said yesterday that this is probably one of Kerrigan's best maps.
Yeah, the importance of those frags. He has been shutting down connector time and time and time again. And if he does that, then it means the CTs have... If there's a two-pronged assault, you know, if the Ts are trying to push from A slope and etc., then it's a lot safer for the CTs to defend, and they have more options available to them.
Yeah.
It's very powerful if the Ts have control of connector.
What do you think they're talking about right now?
Why are we failing? Because the thing is, like, they've taken mid a number of times, but then what have they done with mid? Kerrigan's just been shutting them down. Even when they've had the smoke at the top of connector, they still haven't been able to really go beyond there successfully.
Yeah.
So I think that is one of the issues for them at the moment. Do you have an opinion here? Do they need to change something?
Well, the thing is, obviously, what they're doing right now is not working, clearly. What we really haven't seen Fnatic do that much is split into B from Catwalk after the smoking connector. We haven't seen Fnatic boost up window at all to try and catch Kerrigan off guard by the time the smoke fade, and just sandwich him from both connector and window. We
saw one recently where Crims was in there, but by the time he got one frag, pretty much his entire team was dead.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you at least want to try to play. By the time you actually boost someone up there, the rest of your team should just play a little bit passive. Just wait for Crims to make the first move, and that's really not happening right now.
If you are just joining us, we are in game 1 of a best of 3 between TSM and Fnatic. TSM currently in the lead after being in a deficit for a while. First half did go 10-5 in favour of Fnatic. Looks like we are back into the game here. You can see 2 rounds behind our Fnatic as TSM look to take this 1-0. TSM won the knife round. Chose to start on the T side, which was a consistent decision they made yesterday as well. And it seemed to work out for them. So, JW waiting in a passive position. But we're going to see a meeting of minds here. Or a meeting of bullets with minds. Let's see how long Kerrigan will hold this position for. His back is pretty much covered at the moment, so he has no reason to move. With certain spawns, you can jump on those barrels and get into Palace very quickly indeed, and that's going to find him the opening frag. The push coming in from the T's now. Dupree trying to hold on, stay alive for as long as possible while his teammates rotate. We've got Crim trying to get some fire in. He'll take down Flusher in the Tetris area. Pronax finding the trade. 3 versus 2 as Pronax falls to his opponents. The bomb is in no man's land once again. Look at these 2 players on either side of this wall and just waiting beside the smoke. But who's going to find the frag? If Device primes the nade, Olaf will know that he's right there. And he hasn't realized it yet, but you can see Device, he was pointing his silencer into the wall to not give away his position, but that means that he didn't have the angle that Olaf did, and he will get a slight advantage there. Picks up the bomb. TSM in a crossfire situation, but they won't stop this bomb plant. Crim's gonna protect his teammate. And again, it's Crims and Olaf. And Cajun B is running for dear life straight away.
Yeah, as you were saying there in the beginning of the round where Kerrigan peeked in Palace, where you said he had his back covered, which he did up until the point where Kerrigan actually got the first kill. Then you saw actually Dupree just hiding in the bomb site, basically selling Kerrigan out. I wonder how much... well, I mean... He got paid $300 for selling him out.
He did indeed.
So I don't know if that was worth it. My guess, or my opinion, would be no. But maybe it was for him.
Well, they didn't win the round, so how much value did that frag have? So yes, okay. So the kind of spawn Cajun B has is good for trying to get into apps quickly as a CT. You can get in that angle before the T's do. There we go.
Yeah, but the problem here is that since Kerrigan did it last round, chances are they will not try that again. Because Fnatic might be ready for it.
Yeah, they've opted for other ideas, and JW's been there to meet them. Again, both these teams reading each other well in certain situations. Very nice to see. High levels of Counter-Strike offered by both sides. Only 1 round in it now. Let's have a quick look at the money if we can to see what the impact will be on losing this round. And you can see it's looking pretty rough, pretty sketchy for both sides. Which,
yeah, very
which
important round for both.
means high value and entertainment for us spectators. Bomb heading towards B at the moment. Interesting situation here. I think that should be a blind spot if Olaf was to go right in front of that vent without shooting it open. So we'll see who wins there. But as you said earlier, it looks like Fnatic are pretty much doing what you said you hadn't seen from them. Oh, that's going to be a dirty nade indeed. Flusher getting sprayed down by Device as well. Oh, Olaf trying to push through the smoke, but Karrigan's already ready and waiting. Once again, just a massive nuisance. A thorn in the side here for Fnatic. 2 players left versus 4. Time running out for the Swedish team. Number of nades on JW, but he's the only one left. Ooh, Karrigan missing the snap, and JW is going to try and save his AWP, but the flank is already coming from Dupree. They want to shut him down. They do not want any saves. He's being hunted. Now we see those nades coming out, but there are too many TSM players to run from. No walk for JW. Now Fnatic are in a lot of trouble.
Yes. I mean, as you see here, it looks like Fnatic are actually opting to save to play for the time, which I think is smart considering how much money they actually have, and TSM seems to have a pretty solid lockdown on both sides.
So it looks like Rush B Don't Stop might be coming in for Fnatic.
Oh my god, that nade.
Double AWPs
Oh
here.
god.
Oh, I don't even know what to say anymore. Tiflaren, only Flusher left with all of a Glock. And there's that as well.
Did JW headshot one of his teammates? Because he got an assist on the first kill.
I can only assume he did. I'm not sure if they had that many nades. So
Maybe he was frustrated.
it's do or...
Stay away from me.
Yeah, look at all these frags, man. it's do or die for Fnatic in game 1. They need to win every round to bring this to overtime. Overtime will be MR5 16k should it head in that direction. Again, Karrigan is just a massive nuisance here to the entire nation of Sweden right now. Looking for more frags at top mid. So dangerous has this man been on the map. Agent B gonna be dropped. That second AWP. Oh, that nade coming in. Gonna do a lot of damage to the Device, but that's not gonna be enough for Fnatic. They have to kill. They have to win the round here. Gonna go back to the bomb. And Olaf's going to try and creep through the crawl space there into CPL, and it's not going to go his way. And Dupree will hear the sound cues here from Fnatic on A slope. You've got a fast rotation coming in from the CTs. Those flames not going to do that much damage. The flash coming in, but he won't find the frag for his teammates. They're all falling out of TSM players now. One-man advantage for Fnatic. That smoke coming through. Karrigan's going to go round the smoke and try and find even more frags. Bomb carrier goes down. Crimson's fallen. Flusher and JWs are trying to defend this and try and keep their team in the game. Bomb gets picked up before that smoke disappears, just around the corner in time, but it's only him versus 2. Gets 1 frag. Now we've got the 1v1. There are enough seconds on the clock for him to try and hunt a frag here. And he's going to get it. That's a very important clutch indeed, surviving with 9 HP. Very important to note, he also picks up the AWP. JW with the 30 bomb for the Swedish side.
Yeah, and despite TSM losing this, they still have enough money to buy an AWP for Karrigan and all the nades they need, except Sipnix. He was missing 1 flash, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
If TSM lose this round,
then they're in trouble. So we might see our first overtime of the tournament.
We may indeed. So this time Flusher's on A slope as opposed to Palace, where he's been spending most of his time. Although he hasn't really been engaged in the Palace. We have only seen 1 push that I can remember, and that's from Karrigan just holding an angle. So he's going to change position up here. And again, now we're seeing the smoke at top of connector here. But what can Fnatic do with it? The first 2 frags coming in for TSM. This is a massive disadvantage for Fnatic. The remaining players are going to head over towards B-bomb site. Crim's winning the duel, but with only 3 players left, TSM have to assume that the bomb is probably headed in that direction. You can see the rotation from Cajun B. He wants to go towards A, just popping into the shop, making that rotation a little bit easier. Karrigan again finding frags, shutting Fnatic down round after round. Only JW and Pronax remaining versus 4. Full rotation coming in from TSM now. We've got Pronax in an advanced position where he can try and thin the numbers, but Zipnix finds the angle. It's JW versus 4 to keep Fnatic in this game. And he's just going to run through the Palace, and they should have an inkling as to... Well, actually, they're too far away to hear the sound, but trade frags should be coming in. We've got 2 CT players heading over towards B just in case. If he can get himself a 1v1 here. And there it is. Now he's got another 1v1 to contest with. But try and go for a safe plant. He knows that one player is around connected, but he needs to find a frag quickly because we've got 2 more TSM players from the TSM army heading up towards CT. He's missed a shot. Goes for CT. Finds Zipnix there. Oh, he's shot the edge of the barrel. That's not going to find him the frag. TSM going to take the first game. 1-0 here versus Fnatic. Again, they chose the less favoured T side. And they've proved successful.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it didn't really look that great in the beginning of their T side, TSM, getting all of these bomb plants down, but couldn't really manage to hold off the Fnatic players from taking the bomb side and defusing the bomb. Managing to get 6 rounds at the end on their T side, TSM, and then switching over to CT, a very strong CT side. Kerrigan, I feel, was completely on point. Shutting Fnatic down in the connector area. You saw there, even on the A-bomb side, very aggressive play coming in from him, even with the op. So yeah, overall it was a very good game from TSM. And did you see any choking? I actually did not.
No, but how do you feel about these starts on the T side from TSM? Do you think it's throwing off the opposition?
No, I think that people are expected more and more nowadays because they realize that, like I was talking about yesterday, about being cold and the first map of the day, then it's a lot better actually to start on the T side on certain maps. You wouldn't really want to do that on a map like Nuke, for example. But a map like Mirage, like Inferno, obviously does too as well. These are maps, even on Cache. There's a lot more maps now that you can actually start on the T side with, if you feel comfortable with it, and just try to grind up some rounds, switching over to the CT side, and then you're actually warmed up and you get a feel for how they play and what you're up against.
Okay, we are going to head towards a break and then come back in a few minutes with our analysts. While there's a break, we will do the raffle for one of these AWP Asmov, so get your subscriber game on, and we will see you after the break.